okay, so I personally didn't look into it too much. Do you believe Historia's daughter is Eren's kid?
Oh, here we
No.
go.
No. Okay.
Oh,
I'm so
all
That
curious.
right.
would
Let's
have
hear
that would
this.
have
Let's hear
that
this.
would have been,
Let's hear
bro.
this.
You
Cause y'all know what I think. Y'all know what I think. Let's see what all you gotta say. Let's see
can
what all
see
you gotta
the
say.
dude coming out. Like, I don't think they and I especially
Why does that matter though? He don't gotta know it's not his kid. How would it benefit them for him to know that? He might even know it's not his kid, right? So like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's his. I think it's Eren, bro.
like, and if it is like, that's some real shit too, because like us not
Facts.
knowing is just as bad as the like Mikasa not knowing that's like his
Right.
kid. You know what I mean? Because we would have found that out in the story, like somewhere or another. It could have been hinted subtly.
It was hinted,
I
I
just
feel
think
like.
it just happens to be Historia, like with another man, and obviously they had kind of like a thing ish. But I do think it would have.
Bro, look. I feel like it was hinted at, right? Because you see them talking, having that conversation. Think about it. Historia had royal blood. Eren was fucking Eren, right? Wouldn't it make sense for them to want to combine their blood together to motherfucking make a kid? Not even necessarily just for, you know what I'm saying, like them because they actually liked each other, which I think they did have a thing somewhere, right? But it was almost more of a necessity as well. Okay, so like continue watching type shit. Okay, I'll continue. I'll continue watching, but I'll just get my point off. Like, and then to zoom back in on the child repetitively in the ending, and then at the end for the kid walking in the thing to look just like Eren, and then for matter of fact, then the kid had blue eyes. Like, I understand the point, but I feel like they were trying to hint at it. So I feel like they were trying to hint at it. I'll see what else he's saying.
Been explained a little bit or just shown like Mikasa like knowing or someone, because I don't know. And I also with his cry and like about Mikasa finding another love, like I don't think he was in love with anybody other than.
But I feel like that's not why he would have necessarily done it though. It was more out of necessity. Like, I feel like y'all looking at it from a romantic perspective. Like, I don't necessarily think they would have like had a kid for romantic perspectiveness, right? Like, sure, they could have. I feel like they liked each other to an extent, right? But it's like it was more out of necessity because Eren would have wanted to have a descendant, and then combining their blood of royal and with Eren's blood and shit, it would have like made sense. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, because Eren would have known he wouldn't have been able to have a kid with Mikasa, right? So like, regardless, like if he was gonna have a kid, it would have had to have been with who would it make the most sense to have a kid with? Would have been Historia. So then the full control over whatever the fuck, right? Through the shares, like almost a backup plan type of thing. And then like RJ back in here again, right? Like the fucking this bro, because RJ he know what he be talking about when it comes to the cinematography shit. Why else would they be zooming back in on the kid? It don't make sense. Because why would we give any fuck about that kid? Like, let's think about it. If it's Historia and that random ass farmer's kid, why would we care about that kid? Historia hasn't even been shown in the story like at all for the past for damn near both specials, damn near most of season 4. She only comes back at the very end. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It just makes I feel like it makes too much sense when you think about it like this. You know what I'm saying?
Mikasa. And I don't think he could do that to Mikasa. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can see that. I just
Like, you think maybe they did that just cause? Just to fool you? Maybe. Or maybe to play, since they would have known that people had those theories from the manga, maybe to like play into that a little bit. That's possible. That's possible, but at the same time, like they would know what that would convey. I feel like at the same time, and you say well, he wouldn't do that to Mikasa. Mikasa was never gonna know. You know what I'm saying? Like Historia was going to the grave with that information. You think Historia was gonna? You really think Historia was gonna tell Mikasa? You think Eren would even thought for a second that Historia was gonna tell Mikasa? It doesn't matter. Like it wasn't even because he loved Historia either. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna hurt Mikasa because she was never gonna know about it. It was out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. They weren't even together. Like even if Mikasa found out in some realm, like how could she even necessarily feel hurt by that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let them know that transition was typical. I'm trying to say, people say it was because it was a next generation shit, but that's my point. Yes, because it is the next generation of Eren, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. RJ gets it. RJ gets it. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense. You know? So
I'm asking this because there are well, specifically RJ. I talked to him about this. He's like,
specifically RJ. Just RJ. Okay. All right, RJ. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 It's just RJ. Okay. I bet. I cool. I cool. It's cool. It's all right.
like he has this thing where he has a director mind where he's like, why would they cut from seeing Eren to like to the daughter type shit? That's gotta have meaning, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm not in film school. I don't know, but that's not the thought I had.
I was hurt, Archie. I was, bro. You had to do me like that, bro. There's no reason you could have said. Oh, and also River too.
When I saw it, so
Right.
I'm like, bro, if it is, I guess, like, but to me that doesn't like matter at the whole grand scheme of things. You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, I really don't think it's his daughter, like, at all. I think it's just that random farmer that was with her.
But I don't know. I feel like he didn't really give that good a reasoning as to why he doesn't think. Like, I understand does not believe in it, but I mean, maybe that's a combo me all you can have at a later date. But like, well, what's the actual reasoning why you think so? It just feels like it's more of an emotional take, whereas like you just feel like that can never happen. But from like an actual perspective of like the show itself, why would it not happen? You know what I'm trying to say?
Like,
I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, the timeline does kind of match up, which is
He's spinning on the timeline does match up.
scary in a sense. But I think, oh man, that would piss me off. Like, if Isayama knew the answer to that question, like, well, I mean, obviously he does. He wrote the story. But I'm saying, like, in a sense where, like,
it's possible you're supposed to interpret that how you want to interpret though as well. Like he might not have had a clear and obvious decision on the matter, which is maybe why he didn't tell us as well. But at the same time, like, why would it go against AOT's writing to have us infer shit? We've been inferring shit the whole series. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the anime shows that moment Eren died and we see the daughter being born. Like, come on now. I want to say that's facts. Because I remember I seen it. I was like, yeah, he's locked. Because I remember when I knew Historia was pregnant, I already thought it was his, even off rip. Because you see the conversation they was having, like it just fit, bro. I don't know, bro. I think it's because Eren really wasn't thinking about really continuing his bloodline. So why would he want to care, let alone with Historia? But I think he was. Maybe we talked about it off screen. Okay. I feel like it could have almost been a backup plan, right? Like, because if he has that kid, even if he wants to continue his, descendant and bloodline, which I think he would, because he probably even has control over that a little bit. He can put his message into that person to make them go forward. Because with the way things have been working, I feel like that's something Eren could do, right? So based on that, as well as, let's say for some reason, his idea failed, because to my understanding, this was not guaranteed to work. You know what I mean? It wasn't guaranteed to work. He just thought it was going to work. He was pretty sure. He had a very educated thought that it would work he was pretty much positive, right? But I feel like there was still a chance it didn't work. Like, let's say it didn't work. How were they going to be able to cope? How was he going to be able to make sure that his plan was able to get across? Why would he not tell Historia, someone who would, likely listen to Eren, hear him out, and potentially even want what he wanted, right? And then as well as have a kid with her so they can combine their blood together. And then that can be the backup plan. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Eren wants to continue his bloodline, the bloodline. He did all that so they could live happily. Makes sense to me. And who was he hella against? Zeke's euthanization plan. You feel me? He was hella against that shit. So someone who's hella against that shit, to me at least, I'll find it hard to believe you'd be hella as against the euthanization plan as Eren was, and you wouldn't want to have a child yourself. You feel me? That is a bit hard for me to believe. I'm not saying like he would have had to for sure, but like, oh, I have to have a child. Like it was like his main priority. But he would have. I feel like he would have wanted to. There would have been a reason he wanted to continue his bloodline. Like I feel like there's so many reasons surrounding this. I feel like it just more stuff points to it being true than not true, in my opinion. You know, why would they need a backup plan if everything was going as Eren saw in the vision? Okay, so I talked to Mega Turtles. Apparently, like it wasn't like for sure that all this was going to go down exactly as it has set out. Like it wasn't like locked. You know what I'm saying? Like things could differ. Like Eren didn't have everything on lock. I don't know the specific details. That's something you'd have to talk to Mega about. But he knows more than me, so I'm just kind of going off what he kind of told me. It wasn't like everything was for sure going to happen. Eren still had to like orchestrate things a certain way, and things could have still gone out of his control in certain aspects, at least to me. Um, like why Eren couldn't change the outcome. Like he couldn't change it really, but like the reason he couldn't change it is because he thought that this was the only events that could work, right? Because technically other ways could have worked. This is what Mega was telling me. He was like, technically, Eren could have like something else could have worked for this all to succeed. It would not have had to have gone this way for sure. It's just this is the most likely thing that would work for his friends for all his four. There were four different things that Meg was telling me that four specific things that he had like that Eren wanted, and this was the way that he thought that it could most likely work the most, right? I don't know. You might have to ask Augie because he thought about the vision aspect specifically a lot, and we kind of go into it in the video. Okay, fair. No, nothing else would have worked. I don't think that's true though. Like you say, nothing else would have worked. Nothing else had as high a chance of working, but Eren had to do this because he thought it was the only way that it would work for sure. Okay, I mean maybe it's a talk we'll have to have like as a group or something at some point. Because I think Mega's opinion on this was very well thought out as well. I'm not saying that Augie's was wrong or anything, but I just feel like if we all like had a talk, it would be interesting. Lurking, I'm not getting spoiled today. Not fairs, leaf fairs. Yeah, we spoiling the fuck out of this shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll finish this clip a little bit first, but I kind of want to get into what else am I gonna get into today? I don't even remember. Oh, I
Like
don't remember now.
we would be able to have an answer. It's like it doesn't really matter
Right.
because the characters don't know. Like Mikasa wouldn't know, but
saying.
I mean, I don't know. Like I mean, something like that to me doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
honestly.
Same to me. Same.
I
Another
feel like it matters though. I don't know.